you will be happy to know that this training program is a training program with a difference. And you are getting for the first time an exposure and experience of such a training program. Now, the question that will immediately come to your mind is, what is that difference? Friends, you will appreciate that you have all been exposed to classroom kind of education. In this case, that is in the classroom type, what you have seen is the trainers and the trainees are present in the same classroom. What the trainers do is they teach all the subjects. What the trainees do, they learn at the same time. After that, the trainers ask questions to the trainees and the trainees answer the questions. So, as a result, the trainers are able to understand how much they have been able to explain to the trainees. So, on basis of this assessment, they go for doubt clearing. If you have marked me, all the trainers and the trainees here are present in the same location, in the same classroom, and they are doing the interaction. It's an excellent way, but you will appreciate there are certain drawbacks. What are the drawbacks? Number one, if you are located at a place away from the training center, it is difficult for you to come to the training center on time and on the days and take the advantage of the training. So the distance becomes a problem. Number two, many of you I know are working, you are having jobs. So, though you are having the mentality to improve your career by becoming a medical representative, alas, you are not able to do it because you are having a job, your job time is the same as the training time. So, ladies and gentlemen, you will appreciate that you needed a training program where you can learn without being present in the classroom. Good for us, technology has developed. As a result of the technology having been developed, we now have the online training program. Now, the online training program is a virtual mode. Here, the trainers and the trainees need not be at the same location at all. The trainers do pre-recording of all the subjects. And then the trainees, with the help of their laptops, with the help of their mobile phone, they access all the subjects. So, they are able to learn everything that the trainers are telling without being in a classroom. So, the benefit here is, number one, you can study all the lessons without being present in the classroom, so the distance does not become a problem. Number two, if you're working, you can study at the time you are free. So the job time does not clash with the training time here. And number three, if you are talking of doubt clearing, you will have doubt clearing sessions to clear whatever doubts you have in your mind. So it's actually the classroom training that is being brought into your home through the online training program. I'm sure this will benefit all of you who are at a distance from the training centers, so you can do it at your homes without traveling. And number two is you would be able to study at a time when you are free. Now, this is a program being pioneered by Karyograph looking at your benefits. Now, it's very important you take the benefit of whatever being delivered to you from Karyograph, absorb it, develop yourself, and you achieve your dream of becoming a successful medical representative. Once you become a medical representative, you will become a part of the Indian pharmaceutical industry. So, it's only obvious that you will like to know something of the Indian pharmaceutical industry. Today, in this chapter, we will try to have a look at the Indian pharmaceutical industry. What is this Indian pharmaceutical industry? Friends, the Indian pharmaceutical industry is a very vast area of operation. This industry comprises of 3,000 registered pharmaceutical companies. These pharmaceutical companies manufacture their products and market their products so that when a prescription is given by a doctor, the product is available to the patient. Once the patient goes to the chemist shop or the pharmacies and they buy the medicines, their particular product is sold from the chemist. As a result of that, these 3,000 odd pharmaceutical companies sell their medicines. All the medicines that are sold across the country, that is across India, when you calculate their price, that price is a very big amount. This price comes to 2 lakh crores a year. I repeat, 2 lakh crores a year. This value is for the year April 2022 to March 2023. And this is not stagnant. The value keeps on growing. The current growth is 8%. Now, I was talking about 3,000 pharmaceutical companies. They themselves have a ranking of their own. Some are ranked number 1, some 2, some 3, depending upon the amount of products or medicines they sell to the different chemists. Now, all these pharmaceutical companies that you have in the country are broadly classified into 2 groups. If you look here, these pharmaceutical companies are the Indian companies and foreign companies. Now let's understand who are the Indian companies and who are the foreign companies. The Indian companies are the companies who have their head offices in our country, that is India. And foreign companies are companies who are head offices in countries which are away from India. Some of these companies, they are, if you really look into the Indian companies, also market their products beyond the Indian soil, and they can also be termed as multinational companies. And some of these foreign companies market their products beyond their headquartered cities, so they are also multinational companies. But in India, when we are talking about the companies, those who are marketing the products in India and they're headquartered in India, we talk of them to be the Indian companies, and the foreign companies are those who are headquartered away from the Indian soil. Let's look at some of those Indian giants from their ranking points of view. Some of the big companies who have made a name for themselves from their sales point of view include Sun. I'm sure you've heard of this company, Sun. Cipla, a very old multinational company. You have also heard of companies like Lupin. I'm sure you've heard of companies like Mankind. You have heard of companies like MacLeod's. So these are some of the Indian giants who are headquartered in India and they are selling their products in India. Again, if you look into the foreign companies that we're talking about, they are big names. These companies include Merck Sharp Dohme. In short, they're called MSD. You have heard of Pfizer. You have heard of Glaxo, whom we call GSK, GlaxoSmithKline Beecham. You have heard of Sanofi. You have heard of Aventis. These are all giants who are the foreign companies who market their products in India. Another very interesting feature that I wanted to put forth, of the 1,70,000 crores products that are sold in India, 80%, which would run to somewhere around 1,40,000 crores, are sold by these Indian companies, and 20%, that is around 34,000 lakh crores, are the ones which are coming to from the foreign companies. So it's a 80-20 share of the Indian pharma market by the Indian companies and the foreign companies. I'm sure now you are having some idea of the Indian pharmaceutical industry, and you'd soon become a part of that Indian pharmaceutical industry. I'm sure this will give you the idea to go forth and be a part of the pharmaceutical industry, because you are sure now you are joining an industry which is quite vast. So that gives you a big opportunity in your career. All the best to you.